There we go. And we are live, and I guess we're just going to forego the countdown, having a little bit of issues, as it were. And so, first, let's talk about the recall election and the results. And right now, with something like, I think it was a loss of 60%, I think we can call that one in the bag. And, if people want to take the time to fight that, then they can. I don't see reason to, because like I said, 60% was a really good chance. I'm pretty sure that was just legit people not wanting to recall Gavin Newsom, or just not wanting to recall right now, figuring that the election is coming up, and they just didn't want to see that happen. I'm gonna walk away from my thing. I'm gonna keep talking, but I am gonna keep speaking while I am turning on the light, because you know I don't want to just disappear in the middle of the broadcast. So turn on the light. Oh, you can see a little bit of the red on my shirt, so that's always good. Trying to stay cool, so I'm wearing my T-top here today. So today I wanted to address my friends in the left wing, or the liberal community, and I realize that that's even somewhat separate. I do have some friends that are very liberal, and that are. I have some friends that are members of the Democratic Party that are that go and get Democrats elected, and I also have some friends that are very traditionally left wing and are trying, and are almost to the far side of communist or socialist or various things, and are trying to. Some of them seem to be in good faith, just trying to help out their fellow man in the way in which they see fit, which I'm not going to be someone who condemns that. When somebody believes in something, I mean, I respect it even if I don't agree with their opinion. I still think that there's respect that needs to be held. There's no reason to call people names, or call people out of their names. That's why I will never call a liberal, some name like a cuck or libtard or any of those terms. I won't call GOP any other names that I can't honestly think of, unless their policies are specifically a certain thing. And sometimes there is a little bit of a difference between that, and I think that can lead to some confusion. Like, for instance, calling someone a libtard, there's no definition of that. It's basically it's an insult. However, saying somebody's a racist because they believe that this particular process is okay, and it does happen to increase the systematic racism, is not necessarily an insult, but it's basically what they are agreeing to be part of, based on their belief system that they're selling. So I think that sometimes can be a little bit of an argument that gets on. It's like, well, you're calling me these names, but it's like there's a difference between a name. And I should probably give a liberal example. If I say that you're a socialist because you want to give, or a communist because you say that everybody should share and share alike, that's a communist idea. Simple, right? So, that kind of thing can be an issue, because people might say, well, I should probably actually listen to the show, huh? But I know kind of I haven't ever noticed that big of a difference. I could turn it up a little bit, but I mean, really, it's not that big of a difference that I have to sit there and listen to every sound of my voice and make sure that it's perfect, because it's pretty okay. So anyway, the reason I wanted to talk to my liberal friends, and also I know that I have liberal friends in the Libertarian Party, which a lot of people don't realize, is that there was always a left wing to the Libertarian Party, and I give my respect to those people that are keeping that up as is their choice. And while I don't exactly understand that, but the reality is I don't understand all the philosophies of libertarianism completely as much as I would like to. And I've been trying to look into that, and eventually we might have some series where I talk about that a little bit more, have some people on the show that are a little bit more aware. Like, for instance, I'd love to have Frank Robinson, who, from what I understand, is one of the main founders of the Libertarian Party. And maybe that's inaccurate, but if it is, then give me that name and I will have them on here because that would be really cool. Obviously, there's some people that are just dyed in the wool and don't understand why there needs to be any kind of change at all. And I mean, that's a thing. I get it. So anyway, there are liberals in the Libertarian Party, and there's two reasons why there's liberals in the Libertarian Party. Like I said, there's the liberals that started in the Libertarian Party, and then there's the liberals that joined the Libertarian Party because they were told by Gary Johnson that that the party was going to have some of the ideals of Bernie Sanders, even though that wasn't entirely true. And some could even say that it was an outright lie. But because of that, we've had people that have joined and have said, well, we could still shape it that way. And they felt that way. And I understand that. I've talked about my background, and I don't really want to reach that. And I feel like I've already gone on too much of a tangent. But really, the reason I was reaching out to the liberals, out there, and not so much in the party, since you're already in the party, but those that aren't in the party, a lot of times I think that there is a drive by political parties to try and make a organization that you're against seem more radical. I'm going to ask you to please not do that, because there are people in the party right now that are trying to fight for it, because there are people that are definitely more radicalized, and we're trying to actually separate ourselves from them. And by saying that we're all the same, you're really not helping us, and you're really hurting us. And if that's the whole thing, it really is hurtful, because for instance, I have had a lot of liberals on my friends list, and I think I still have quite a few, but I had a mass exodus for a reason that's well documented, and I don't necessarily want to go into over and over again. But I have never written something that says, suck at this side, or your idea is stupid, or this is why you're stupid, or basically something that was specifically a down or attack at that particular group. I've only ever done something along the lines of, I'm going to vote for this person, which a lot of times does end up with a lot of ire and issue, where people are not happy about that. They're not pleased that I'm going in and voting for that person. But I've never sat there and said that because you believe this, you are a this, because I don't think that that's the proper way to act. And time to be, one of the reasons we're called Time to Be Reasonable is because I really do believe in reason and following reasonable and pragmatic paths. And I think that that's probably the best way to do things. And we've had some people here that I've had one person on here that I'm not sure how reasonable they were, and I couldn't get a word in edgewise, but sometimes that's going to happen. But most of the time we take the time, we talk about things in a reasonable and rational manner. And in order to be reasonable and rational, you don't call people every name in the book. You don't start screaming from the heavens and being rude. You just have a conversation. And that's what this is. It's a conversation. it's kind of a one-way conversation, but it's interesting because this is broadcasted onto YouTube, and you could, in fact, respond. And that would be really cool. And we would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. One time, I actually had somebody watching the other day, and that would have been cool for them to have spoke. So yes, please, if you can, liberals, do me the solid favor of not lumping us all together and realizing that we are people. We're working towards a goal, and I understand that it may not necessarily be completely common, but understand that if the party is radicalized, you're not going to be happy because there won't be any reasoning with some of these people. And I know I'm not going to get points from the party for saying things like that. And I understand that I'm making enemies by saying things like that. And I'm well aware that we are enemies. I just very strongly believe that it is more valuable to be reasonable than radical. I support people like Vermin Supreme, even though some people might say he's radical. But the reality is that he is doing something. He's moving towards something. People know who he is. He's getting a message across. I do believe in activism within the party. That I do believe in, but I don't believe in just being vicious. I don't believe in yelling nerd and calling people sheep and calling people names and demonizing people. I don't think there's any value to that. I've never thought that. In any of the times when I've been, involved in any party, and I've said this. I was heavily involved with the Democratic Party from the age of 16 on, and put in a lot of work for that party. And I'm always happy to help any party that I'm involved in, and being involved with the Libertarian Party, I'd be happy to help them. The only reason I'm not helping them right now is because of their stances on, masks and distancing, and not necessarily that, I can understand that they're not for mandates. I'm not for mandates, but in an event or something like that, I don't think it's cool when it's like basically, well, we're not going to tell people that they should be respectful of people that have immunodeficiencies, because if you have an immunodeficiency, don't come and help us. It's like, okay, cool. I got you. I've got a immunodeficiency because I am a dialysis patient, so I won't help you. No problem. But then you don't get to call me names as well. Because if you're not willing to work with me, then you don't get to call me names and say, well, how come you're not out here? So making it very clear that that's the reason I'm not out there. But one thing they're talking about doing, which I think is really cool in Los Angeles, is a lot of groups, along with Libertarian Party and some other libertarian groups, are going and helping out the community by putting together, what do they call that? Care packages of all kinds of things, with like granola bars and deodorant and basically things for the homeless, so that way they can they have food and they have some stuff, and it's it's not government sponsored, it's all independent. So it's something I really support, and I'm thinking that I might at least try and get them, like, I don't know, 200 granola bars or something. So if you heard this on there and you want to say, hey, Frank, remember when you said you'd get us 200 granola bars? You can come to me right now, and I will let you cash that coupon. I will get you 200 granola bars. That's what I figure, I think, right? So like if I got 20 packages at the 99-cent store, and I think there's like roughly about 10 in each box, maybe 8 in each box, maybe I'd have to get 22. I don't know. but I'll throw you 200 granola bars, no problem. And yeah, I don't know how we'll get them there because the way that works, but I could ship them. I guess I could just ship them to. I could ship them to. I'm sure Angela or Sean's going to be involved in that. If Sean's going to be involved in that, I could ship the granola bars there. So yeah, actually, if you're on here and you want to donate to that, I should get the link. Let me see if I can find the link real quick here. Hold on, while I'm talking, and I'm gonna. One of the tricks on doing a podcast or video like this, when you're looking for something, is to still stay engaged. Like I've got to talk to you at the same time that my computer is really bad today. And what I mean is, like, I tried to go on to play Magic Arena and I couldn't. And I know it's not the gaming podcast, I know that, but still, it bugs me. Like, I haven't been able to do anything on my computer that involves any kind of, Facebook is not working right now. Oh, there it goes. So I want to get the connector. Let me see if I can. I know it's being supported by the where you can get training for campaign organizing. I can't think of the name of what it is. It's kind of our version of the Brant. Well, if I give, that's weird too, because like if I give the Democrat names for it, you still aren't going to, as an audience member, you might not be like, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, Facebook is not loading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and have the information on this page pretty soon. So I'll just look it up when I can and I'll add it. So we'll do that. And so tomorrow I'm a little bit concerned because a lot of very right-wing folks are going out to Washington, D.C. to protest the persecution of the insurrectionists. And if that felt loaded, I can live with it. I can, yeah. I'm not going to bring down the language on that. I completely believe that the people that went through our Capitol and busted up the walls and left excrement on it and had total disrespect for various Congress people and were walking around with what do they call those? Quick cuffs or zip ties and various types of weapons. I don't know if I guess they may or may not have had guns in the Capitol building, and just basically wrecked the place and used scare tactics. Oh wait, it's more than scare tactics, right? When you're talking about murdering the vice president by saying you're going to hang him. Let's see, what is that called? It's more than fear. It's let me think. It's not quite I'm gonna scare you. Oh yeah, so it'd be like you'd be a scarist or a terrorist. Yeah, you'd be a terrorist. So they were engaging in terrorist activities, willful destruction of property, breaking and entering, total disrespect of the Capitol building and everything that came before it in a move to try and make representatives vote a certain way by threat of force and violence. And so, yeah, I have absolutely no respect for those people that are insurrectionists. And if that is a problem for you, cool. We're probably not friends. We're probably not ever going to agree. We're probably not ever going to share space, to be honest, because I totally think that they are. And I would not protest their persecution because I don't see a problem with them going to Gitmo, to be honest. But they're not going to Gitmo. They're actually going to prison, and from what I understand, very short terms. And currently, they're still investigating it. There's a Senate committee, I believe, and I don't know why there's a protest. I don't know what the protest would be, and I don't know. And it worries me because it's a large group of people going down to Washington. I guess they're going to some other places, and they're also going to protest as well. And I don't really see a point in it. And I'm just concerned because I don't want to see people get hurt. And that doesn't mean that I want to tell them that they can't protest. I just know anytime that people are protesting, that it's dangerous. And when people are expecting something that's dangerous, they act accordingly. And if these people are, I don't know, like kind of weird, wrong-headed people that are trying to support these insurrectionists, then I don't want them to be, just if they're just going to hold their signs and they're not causing any trouble or anything like that. I don't want someone to be like, oh, well, remember when, people that, felt the way that you do, or, you kind of agree with these people. So therefore you must be like these people. So, therefore we're going to beat you up. So that's a concern. And, yeah, I'm hoping that everything is good with that. Or I'm hoping that it's not a bunch of plainclothes policemen coming to, attack the Capitol again. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping we don't get any good-natured folks like our friend, the Viking or something? I think he's the Viking. Yeah, the Viking that sat in that was on the floor of the Senate, and I guess he's some other. I don't know. My friends called him, when we saw him the first time, we called him a freedom buffalo. So I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that everything is good with that. Well, Facebook's come up. Maybe I will be able to get that information. Let's hope. Nope, still no. It's blank. It says Facebook's on, but they're lying to me. So I don't know what else to say. Everything else I can think of is a little bit longer winded. Oh, hey, Scott Smith. Figure I would say something to you. A while ago, I had asked if you could try and make some buttons to let people know about the fact that I think I had a specific thing I was saying about like the fact that people have to pay for their candidate speeches, and to try and encourage, kind of a little bit of some activism on that, to try and get people to not have to pay for their candidate speeches. So I could talk to you about making a button like that, but you probably forgot. So just thought I'd remind you while I've got airtime, right? Why not? And speaking of that, there's been a little bit of a hubbub about Nicholas Wildstar, mainly because Nicholas Wildstar came on a thread and was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have supported Jeff Hewitt, and you might have actually gotten somebody in or something, which is really weird because, like I said, the recall only got 60%, and Nicholas Wildstar's numbers were much lower, and he did run GOP. So that happened. And there's a lot of people that are saying some nasty things about Nick Wildstar on Facebook. I don't really know that that's necessary, and I don't agree with those things. Apparently, Larry Elder is not exactly a holdup either, but I don't know. The recall just didn't really happen. I'm kind of curious as to who we're going to get as, who's going to actually run for governor and who's going to win. I don't think Newsom is actually going to win for governor next time around. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a Republican landslide or anything. I think Falconer probably has the best chance if he can actually fix his font so you can read, where it says governor. Because I thought he was running for mayor of San Diego, because all of his stuff was really geared towards I was mayor of San Diego. But I didn't see it was. I just saw it looked like this guy was running for mayor of San Diego. And I was wondering why that was being advertised on my hospital TV. So it's kind of weird. My clinic TV. I watch a lot of TV at the clinic because, 4 hours every other day, I see a lot of TV. Oh, I really hate to extend things. If you can, please visit tpublic.com/gamingfix. /stores/gamingfix, and you can pick up a t-shirt and help out the program. We're going to have some time to be reasonable shirts with some statements, maybe various political things that I know some people would like to support. We'll probably have a couple of those, as well as we're going to have the Golden State Libertarian shirt and some other things like that. But I just haven't put them on yet. Right now, I personally have been working and editing on our sketch comedy show, which should be out fairly soon. And the plan is to actually figure it out. I've just been having it's really just a technical issue, and once it's figured out, I think we'll be golden. So if you can, please go to repsports.com, and you can buy anything on the site. And when you do, you can get free shipping by putting in Wildfire FP, and we will get a little bit of that money back, and that'll help us out. We really appreciate it. I am going to leave a little early because I don't really have anything to say, and I really hate to be one of those people that just kind of stretches out the program. So have a great night, and please stay safe, everybody. This is awkward. Okay, bye. Wow, this would be really weird. It's not. That's interesting. So I'm going to keep talking because the broadcast isn't ending. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull myself off of the broadcast and end it. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Can I? Nope. Wow. So this is happening. I've never actually not been able to end a broadcast. So yeah. I'm going to trim this for you. Well, maybe you'll find this funny. I don't know.